This is live right now. Tory Lanez did not pew Megan Thee Stallion. This comes days after he was just hurt in prison. New evidence is showing that Kelsey did it. A lot of us already knew this. This is crazy. Tory should not be offed in prison for something he didn't do.
So you knew the truth was about to come out, so you and Rock Nation tried to get my man done up in prison. Now you going to prison.
Wouldn't it be wild if Tory Lanez's former lawyer, Sean Hawley, allegedly set him up and worked for Rock Nation? Wouldn't it be wild if she had a show that she produced based on her life named after Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt? Wouldn't it be wild if her daughter, who was a singer, sang background for Beyonce? It would be even wilder that this is just a month after the alleged shooting in the foot. I mean, it wouldn't be any more wild if that he does an interview explaining that the 4 pieces of DNA on that weapon, none of those were his, then he gets stabbed in jail and is in critical condition. I mean, that would be crazy if that was true, right? The truth always comes to the light. I told you guys he didn't do it.
She had the gun. She fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun.
Let me break down this whole Tory Lanez scenario and what we just found out. So there was a girl named Kelsey in the car with Tory and Meg that night of the shooting. Along with them, Kelsey's bodyguard and driver was in the car as well. Now, this bodyguard just said that it was Kelsey firing the weapon, not Tory. He states that Kelsey fired the weapon 3 times at Meg, then Tory tries to stop her, knocking the gun out of her hand, and fired 2 more times. Now, he's just coming out and saying this because his conscience is guilty because Tory almost died. He just got stabbed 14 times in jail. Now, isn't it funny? As soon as Tory Lanez does a song with DDG saying, "I think I'm coming home sooner than I think," DDG also gets hit with a suit from somebody from Rock Nation as well. But wait, hold up. You mean to tell me as soon as he drops those bars, somebody in jail tries to take his life, making sure he doesn't come out? Now, which seems like a conspiracy is not so much a conspiracy anymore. And I always say the difference between the truth and a conspiracy is 6 to 12 months. And wasn't it odd that Meg's bodyguard just magically disappeared during the trial? Nobody said nothing, and then he comes back after the trial? Seems like a conspiracy to me. So all in all, free Tory. This is an open and shut case. Free Tory right now, and some other people should be going to jail. Rhymes with keg. So free Tory right now.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
They gon' lock me up because she lying and make sure my kid is alright.
I lied to Gayle King. I probably know that you even asked me about that. I was gonna talk about the shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Kept catching me.
She the only chick I fucked that ever did me this slow. But baby, how the cold, I don't been break.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do.
I've been looking into Daystar Peterson's case for almost 6 months now, professionally known as Tory Lanez. And after reviewing the evidence, the reporting, and the legal analysis, I've come to the conclusion that Tory Lanez was railroaded by the former district attorney, George Gascon. It is true that last week, the New York Post editors reached out to 3 parties, one being George Gascon, Megan Pete's team, and Kelsey Harris. It is also true that Megan's team was the only ones that responded back for that request for comment.
As the attorneys laid out here today, the prosecution failed to produce a single shred of forensic evidence tying Tory to the actual gun. His fingerprints weren't on it. His DNA was later found to be 100% nearly excluded from the gun, as shown in the worksheet that was provided to the defense late on the eve of the actual trial, after making a request for that very document. After trial, looking at this evidence, there is a 0.01% chance Tory's DNA was on the firearm. That's a difficult statistic to equate with the story as told by the prosecution.
Come to bear witness of the truth. Upon which Pontius Pilate replied, "What is truth?" That question was never answered in Pilate's judgment hall. But I answer it for you today because Jesus Christ himself told us what the truth was. Truth is not a philosophy, it's not an ideology, it's not a doctrine, and it certainly is not a religion. Truth is a person. His name is Jesus Christ, who said, "I am the way, the truth that leads you to life." Father, upon the basis of your word today that this nation was founded upon, I ask that every ear that needs to be opened, including the ear of the governor of the state of California, Gavin Newsom, I'm even asking today that in the midst of Mr. Trump's busy schedule as President of the United States, that this would come into his hearing. And so, Father, I ask you today, by your Spirit, because you're the only reason why my son is yet alive, have your way, and let this be glorifying your name. I thank you for it in Jesus' name.